Utopia versus dystopia notes. Utopia is the opposite of dystopia. It is a good place, state, or condition that is perfect in every way. It can be defined as an ideal community with perfect social systems and government. The word utopia has Greek roots. O means no or not, or the other possible prefix, ou, means good. Topos means place. A dystopia is a bad place where no one would want to live. People's rights and freedoms are gone. The environment is destroyed. This word also has Greek roots. Dys means bad, harsh, or wrong. Topos, again, means place. Now we're going to talk about some characteristics of dystopian literature. Literature is just another word for stories. Dystopian literature shows the author's opinion about the way we live today and acts as a warning to stop what we're doing or face consequences. Dystopian literature has settings similar to the real world so the reader can connect with the story. Dystopian literature often takes place in the future and has technology more advanced than what was real at the time the story was written. Everything in the story, including minor characters, setting, and all the small details, focus on one evil idea. Society looks perfect on the surface, but it really isn't. In dystopian stories, there's a selectively told backstory, usually war, revolution, overpopulation, natural disaster, or some other reason that the world of the story is the way it is. In a dystopian piece of fiction, standards of living for the lower and middle class are usually worse than they are in real life. In these stories, the protagonist questions society, feels trapped, and struggles to escape. Lastly, the protagonist is the outcast of the world in this story and is the only one able to see the problems and helps the reader or you to see those problems as you read the story. Now let's talk about the characteristics of a dystopian society. First, propaganda and lies told by the government replace education to control people. This means that rather than learning and becoming critical thinkers, people are bombarded with short messages, a lot like commercials, to get them to be controlled. Next, the government restricts important information, freedom, and independent thinking. People are denied access to information, they have no freedom, and if they think for themselves, they can be punished. Third, in dystopian societies, citizens are or believe they are under constant surveillance. People are or think they are being watched at all times, and this influences their behavior and thinking. In these stories, citizens are afraid of the outside world. Most of the time, the characters trust whatever the government or leadership in the story tells them, and they're afraid of thinking for themselves, they're afraid of new ideas, and they're afraid of venturing outside of their communities. In these stories, citizens are dehumanized, and people are only seen as valuable if they can benefit everyone else. That means that people are depersonalized. They're not really seen as people anymore. They're seen as parts of a whole group. And if someone isn't being helpful or valuable, they're disposable. Lastly, citizens must meet uniform expectations. Individuality and being different is bad. So this means that everyone is held to the same standard all the time. Being an individual and being different in any way is seen as negative or bad and usually punishable. In dystopian stories, there are several possible types of control. The first type of control is corporate control. In these types of stories, large companies control people through products, advertising, or media. In a story with bureaucratic or government control, a mindless government controls the society and has pointless rules. Power-hungry officials control everything from the top down. In a society with technological control, society is controlled by technology through computers, robots, or other scientific means. The last type of control is philosophical or religious control. In this type of control, society is controlled by philosophy or a religion and enforced through dictatorship or a religious government. No one is allowed to have their own thoughts or beliefs.